Now, the founder of the internationally acclaimed choral group Ladysmith Black Mambazo, Professor Joseph Shabalala, is being memorialized this week. The music director passed away in February of 2020 at the age of 79. The five-time Grammy Award-winning group has hosted a series of events in Ladysmith, culminating in a memorial lecture tonight by Dr. Sipho Sithole. Newzroom Afrika's Karinda Jagmohan is there for us. Karinda, very good evening to you. You are, of course, amongst those who will be remembering a legend, a man who made tremendous strides in his field. What can we expect tonight?
Well, we're at the tail end of the event. The vote of thanks is getting underway. But Mpho, have you ever seen a Grammy in real life? There's one right here. There's 5 of them that the Ladysmith Black Mambazo team, of course, with the founder, Dr. Joseph Shabalala, earned. And today we heard about Professor Shabalala's journey with many struggles to the international stage. And of course, Dr. Sipho Sithole was delivering that memorial lecture. So we'll speak to him right now just to remind us about some of those hardships that Professor Joseph Shabalala went through in his journey to receive these Grammys and of course the legend that he is. So thank you for speaking to us. You spoke about Professor Shabalala when he was a young boy, almost being a slave as well. Tell us about just a little bit about his journey in terms of from a small farm to the international stage.
I mean, Professor Joseph Shabalala's journey is really phenomenal. I mean, to imagine that at the young age of 18, he leaves the farm where his parents, his family lived as labor tenants on the farm on the eve of 1960, 31st of December 1959, and just leaves and heads for a city to an unknown place. He had never been to a city. And to imagine that this was not the life that he wanted to live on the farm, where his parents were forced to work. Him and his brother, as a matter of fact, were forced to take turns and work 6 months at a time, which was the condition of the labor tenant agreement, which was actually just normal across the region, when this land was carved into 3 parts, one taken by the farmers and one taken by the missionaries, and then Africans were moved to the native reserves. Unfortunately, they were stuck on the farm. And I don't know at what age, because I'm still researching at what age he started to work on the farm before he escaped. Because at the age of 5, his parents left the farm with his father and they moved to the native reserves. But the native reserves were such very harsh because there was not enough space for grazing land, not enough space for plowing. So when his father passed away in 1954, they went back again to the farm, basically as slaves, really.
Can you tell us about the time when he switched from being a worker, I understand, in the New Germany area to going towards music and indulging in music and creating the music we know today?
Well, as I was saying, that he talks about a song that came to him from invisible people, full of melodies and harmonies, and then he realized that this was his journey, this was his calling. But I think the breaking point was when at work he asked to go to practice. That was in 1972, and his boss refused him to leave early, and he just left. And he never worked again. He left because this is what was inside him. And today we are talking about 5 times Grammy Award-winning group led by Joseph Shabalala, who now became his own boss. Actually, the Mambazo is a business, is a firm now. He now is doing exactly what was done. He now employs people. You know, it's phenomenal. It's known all over the world. When people say from Ladysmith, they say, "Oh, Mambazo," you know, as one councillor was speaking earlier on.
But like you mentioned, it also paved the way for music that speaks to who we are as a people. Can you tell us about the importance of this, especially thinking about where we come from as a country?
Well, I guess the most important thing about what this music has done was to affirm that you need to stay true to your roots, to your origin, and do what is you, because you can relate better to what you are than trying to emulate others. I think I shared one of the quotes there where he talks, this is our heritage. It must be protected, and this is all we have, and he still, even there's a song where it's called Dondlobala, it means grow, leaps and bounds. He talks about this Istatamia. Istatamia is marginalized. It's considered to be music of people who live in men's hostels. That is done in the middle of the night, and that at daybreak it disappears, and that's the end of it. But you will be amazed how many groups are out there that do this music, and is well organized. Let me say, I can say this with utmost conviction that it is the most organized genre that we have in this country, with competitions happening in hostels throughout, particularly in KwaZulu-Natal and in Gauteng. And it is this work of Joseph Shabalala that has inspired. I mean, we saw young people here performing. These are young people, and they do this music that is considered to be backward.
So, you spoke about how for this genre you have to practice every day, have your uniforms every day. Speaking about the market, is there a place in the financial market of music for this genre, perhaps just to inspire young people?
In South Africa, I wouldn't say there is a market in the mainstream market per se, but there is a market within its own organization, its own formation. There is a market for it abroad, and we are hoping that there will be more groups that will join the journey that Black Mambazo has done. People in the world, in the global north, they want to see what's coming from this continent, what is coming from South Africa.
Just lastly, sir, in your expertise, what is your message to the young child who's watching this and who wants to get into music as an art and a business?
First of all, stay true to your roots, be comfortable with your own skin, and be comfortable with who you are. And if you are Sotho, find out what is the indigenous Sotho music. If you are Tsonga, if you are Zulu, if you are Xhosa, if you are Indian, and then say, how can I make this music to be well received, to be easy on the ear, to be accessible to the people. Don't look to the West, don't look to America. They're for their own culture. This is our culture, and just stick to it.
Thank you very much for your time, sir. Dr. Sipho Sithole, he delivered the first memorial lecture for the Ladysmith Black Mambazo founder, Professor Joseph Shabalala. It's been such a beautiful evening here in Ladysmith, the town hall, where the Grammys behind me, all 5 of them are going to be on display. It's been on display for a week, and tomorrow is the last day. There are members of this legendary musical band that are here today that have just performed some tributes as well. And in the meantime, we'll also just have more conversations about the importance of, like Doctor said, staying true to your roots when creating music, especially looking at the culture and diversity that we have in our own country and what we can achieve out of it.
Absolutely, Karinda Jagmohan. Let's leave it there for now. Coming pretty close to a Grammy, and of course a lot of learning and an educational journey there as the professor there is being celebrated.